Sonic, you sure this is the right way?
I saw Shadow and Eggman head this way. This has gotta be the right way.
But it's so spooky here.
Maybe that's the ghost of Shadow we saw earlier.
Whoa! Stop it, Knuckles.
In the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise, there is a wide variety of different gimmicks and themes within the levels of the game. Different levels or zones will sometimes have special themes or a certain aesthetic to it, like Green Hill Zone or Seaside Hill for example, since those are the most popular and the most reused. But another common trope that I've seen in quite a bit of Sonic games is the spooky stages and zones. And since it's October, in honor of Halloween, in honor of spooky season, I'm going to discuss Sonic's relation to Halloween or things in Sonic that are influenced by Halloween. So that'll be spooky stages and zones, as well as some of the more darker and terrifying moments in the franchise. But first, comment your spooky Sonic memories down below and drop a like on this video as well. But for now, let's move on with my spooky Sonic memories. When discussing Halloween and Sonic in the same sentence, I'd argue that the conversation starts and ends with Pumpkin Hill. There's a couple of stages in Sonic Adventure 2 with ghosts and stuff, and there's even a boss fight with the giant ghost, but Pumpkin Hill might be the most popular stage that I'm going to discuss here, so I thought why not start off with it. This stage, of course, is inarguably the greatest Sonic game ever in Sonic Adventure 2, so obviously it's going to be the most fondly remembered. So you play the stage as Knuckles, and for those who are unfamiliar, in this game you have to explore the stage and find pieces of the Master Emerald by following a bunch of different hints and clues. The description of this stage can be several mountains and tall platforms suspended high in the sky. In this stage, there are lots of pumpkins and ghosts, as well as tombstones and skulls with fire coming out of them. There's also this huge church, and there's even a ghost train as well. The sky and the aesthetic and the atmosphere of this stage reminds me of something akin to the Nightmare Before Christmas movie. And I might do a video relating to that as well, so look forward to that. But back to Sonic, and now I'm going to discuss Sonic Heroes for a bit, because this was the first Sonic game that I owned, and the most frustrating zone for me was the Hang Castle and the Mystic Mansion zone. These stages gave me hell as a kid. These are Stage 11 and Stage 12 of Sonic Heroes, and the gameplay in Heroes is quite different to other Sonic games, but if you want more info on that, then check out my Sonic Heroes retrospective. Hang Castle is like this big spooky castle. It's really dark, but it's under like a bright moonlight, and there's towers and torches. There's also a large statue of Dr. Eggman, but when you look upside down, it's Metal Sonic, which I didn't know until going back and looking at it again. So that's some creepy and clever foreshadowing there as well. When playing the stage as Team Sonic, you'll just be coming off a fight with Team Doc, and Tails will be creeped out by the castle as Sonic says he saw Shadow and Eggman go into this direction, while Knuckles will tease Tails and joke about the possibility of it being a ghost of Shadow the Hedgehog. In this stage, there's like floating pillars and switches that turn the stage upside down and stuff, and there's even one section where the floor will completely be invisible and you have to follow these torches carefully to navigate. There's also these cool wizard robots that cast spells on you, and they actually have like two different forms when they turn upside down. One of them will like heal its allies, and the other one can like trap you and take your rings away or stuff. And there's also like these pumpkin ghosts that will just randomly appear out of nowhere, giving you a big fright. Then Mystic Mansion is the second stage in this zone. This is basically a haunted mansion. In this stage, in addition to what was in the previous stage, there's stuff like these mischievous skeletons that will like make you get lost and stuff. and there's endless hallways and even paintings that will come to life and start attacking you. There's like different switches that will transport you to like these different dimensions. Like, it's so trippy. There's this frustrating bit where you have to navigate a trolley over some obstacles that to this day still annoy me. Another shout out to Sonic Heroes again, by the way, because when I was younger I found out the fact that Metal Sonic lurking around and being the hidden main villain of this game all along was quite scary for me to think about. Like, psychologically for me, that was scary. And when he transformed, I thought he looked really menacing as well. And even the Metal Madness theme sounds like a real serial killer theme, you know? Also, Shadow in this game has a sort of existential crisis throughout the game. And even in the end of the Team Dark story, we see what looks to be like an army of shadows. That's some crazy stuff that stays in your mind, honestly. Speaking of which, moving on to Shadow the Hedgehog, this game as a whole has a darker tone to it, and there's a lot of elements that can be discussed here, but that would take too much time, so just go check out the video I did on Shadow the Hedgehog for more details. But for this, I want to discuss specifically the Cryptic Castle stage. This is yet another creepy, haunted castle built by Dr. Eggman. So while chasing after Dr. Eggman, Shadow runs into Amy and she says that Cream ran off into the castle and she hasn't come out yet. So she asks Shadow to help find her. This is the hero mission of the stage. The dark mission involves you lighting these giant lanterns for Eggman as a part of his castle's defenses. This stage has a lot of ghosts and also like these pumpkin witches that appear, and I think they even do damage to you. As well as the evil aliens that are frequent throughout the game, and Eggman's robots as well. And there's also like this giant creature that'll chase you on a rail, which is pretty terrifying, honestly. And the stage will have you travel on a floating pumpkin balloon, as well as going through some maze-like hallways. And also, I just want to point out again how dark this game is, and Shadow as a character as well. Might do a character breakdown for him as well, but in this game, there's literally an alien invasion going on. And the whole story around Maria is just dark and tragic in itself. So shout out to Sonic Adventure 2 as well. I'm gonna do a video on that soon as well. Also in Sonic Rivals 2, there's this Mystic Haunt zone. This zone is almost like a graveyard and it has ghosts and floors that collapse and stuff. There's even like these ghost copies of Sonic and Tails here that you have to fight against. And there's even like these flaming bat-like creatures on the boss fights. And also something that I want to touch on briefly, because this is definitely going to get its own video soon. Lots of different videos planned for the future, by the way. Is Sonic Unleashed. Sonic Unleashed introduced us to, for the first time, Sonic the Hedgehog. It's literally a werewolf version of Sonic. You honestly can't get more Halloween-like than that. And also in this game, it's only during the nighttime where these dark creatures and dark spirits come out and they possess innocent people and make them act all weird and stuff. Sonic Unleashed was honestly a top tier game, and yes, again, I am going to do a video on that too. Enough about me talking about future videos though. I do have a bunch of plans in place, so in due time they will come about. I also want to mention Sonic 06 because Sonic literally dies in that game. Like, he gets impaled by a guy called Mephiles the Dark. It's dark. I also pulled up a list of the other Sonic stages with haunted themes, and they go as follows. Sandopolis Zone in Sonic and Knuckles, Labyrinth of the Castle in Sonic Labyrinth, Egg Quarters Aquatic Mine, Pool Race, Pyramid Cave, and Death Chamber in Sonic Adventure 2, Terror Hall from Sonic Heroes, Babylon Guardian on Sonic Riders, Skeleton Dome from Sonic and the Secret Rings, Haunted Ship and Hidden Island 15 from Sonic Rush Adventure, Curian Mansion from Sega Superstars Tennis, Outer Forest, Sewer Scrapes, and Deadly Routes from Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, Dream Valley and Graveyard Gig from Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, Sky Road, Silent Forest and Nightmare Zone from Sonic Lost World, Creeper Gorge from Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric, Halloween from Sonic Runners, and Boo's House and Haunted Castle from Team Sonic Racing. Leave a comment if you are familiar with these stages and these Sonic games. Have yourselves a terrible Halloween filled with thrills and chills, but remember to stay safe. I hope you guys enjoyed this special video of me covering spooky Sonic moments and memories. Thanks for watching. Go watch another video on the channel. Drop a like on this one. Peace out.